Wow. Caught me in the middle of a yawn. Wow. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Good to see you. Wanted to get with you really quick and talk about some of these project management tools that come up quite a bit. They come up quite a bit. So I wanted to share with you just four quick overviews of some of these products. So I'm going to show you Trello, Asana, and Monday, which I'm not super familiar with, but I have an account to play around in a little bit here so you can at least see it, and Basecamp, which I am not a fan of. And I will give my very, very best, kind of balanced look. We're going to do a podcast on this later as well. In fact, we've already done it. It's just not out yet. So we're going to cover this a little bit more in depth. So I'm just going to blow through these really fast here so you can see them. So let me switch over to the screen. This is Trello. Let's start with my favorite. Now, when I'm in the home page, this is like when I click home, that's what I get here. So home takes me to these. These are all my different boards. Starred boards are the ones that I've favorited. Recently viewed is here. And then personal boards, you get as many free boards here as you want, but they're private. Private means in Trello that you can still invite people to this board. They can see it. It can be a team board, but be like out on the internet for just anybody to join. And I think there's a limit to how many can join a private board. So anyway, I got something going on here. What's going on? What's up? If you can hear me, I hope you can hear me. It says something's going on with system audio. Anyway, doesn't matter. So this is Trello. Let me open up the website template that I use. Well, I don't want to mess with that. Let's open up. Let's see. Let's just look at social media. All right. That's not the right one. Yeah. So when you open it up, actually, I don't want to use that one. Sorry. Let's look at a different one because that's something I don't want to mess up right there. You can see I have like different projects for all different types of things here. Let's use this here podcast launcher. I'm not really doing much with that, so I can jack around in that one a little bit. Okay, so we've got ideas, logistics, consulting clients, course materials. You can tell these are all like, people I've talked to or whatever, but I'm not doing anything with. So over here, each of these is a card. You can see how that moves, and you can move from column to column. You can create more columns, invite people to join this. See, it's set to private, but I can still invite whoever I want to put in here. Butler is the cool thing that it works. You can create rules for this thing. So you bring it up and you can set up like rules for cards to do certain things when you move things around. It's really, really great. So I go to rules. It's going a little slow. Sorry, because I'm streaming so many things here at once. But you see, it's got this ugly looking rule. I can just create a rule for like, if I move a card to one certain column, it does these things to the card, that kind of thing automatically. Really cool. Let's go back to here. All right. So let's open up a card and let's just add another list test. And then we add a card, test card, card. Open that up and you've got all these options on that card. Tons of stuff. Set a due date of, next week at a certain time. And then you can add details. And you have labels and you can change what all those mean. Set up attachments, put a cover on it, so there's a picture at the top, shows up a little better in the screen. You can make this card a template so that you can just remake this really quick over and over. You can set something to watch, archive, share, all those different moves. Power-ups are how you get other options on the board. Now, when you use power-ups here for this card, regret pushing that. It's you get all these different integrations. And look at, there's tons of integrations, tons of things you can connect. Calendars, timeline views, but the deal is you only get a few of them. And on private boards, you only get, I think, hey Jim, you only get like a few. I think you get one for the freebies. But if you have public boards, I think you get 3. I'm not sure. I have to check on that. But anyway, put everything you want to put in this card. And, there it is. Real easy. It'll give you, when you, over here with notifications, it'll show up like I already cleared all mine, but when you have something due, it'll show up there so you can easily see when things are due. Or you can go here on your home page and just open that up, and you go to home. It always goes to the last thing you had open. Another thing I like about it, it brings up some tasks that you've got coming up, and you can show more, and it shows like all these things that are coming up, and you can complete or dismiss those things, kind of snooze them for later. And see, I'm doing this right now, so complete. You can tell I was a little late on that. I meant to do that a few weeks ago. But anyway, that's Trello. I really like it. And then you have your team set up, which are really the sections. When you're looking at your board, hold on. Go to the boards view here of your home page. And like I said, all these are going to have a little bit of a learning curve. But you see right here, personal boards is a team. And these are all the boards in that team. Business boards, these are all the businesses. That's a team. So if I set you up with Church Comm Team, which I hope I can do, this is a church I'm talking to, they're friends of mine, they're talking, they're possibly going to do something with us. But when we set them up with all these different boards. So they get basically one form on their website, and you'll select, is this a design request, a social media request, website, whatever. And whatever they select, the logic on that form, we use paper form for this, is set up through Zapier, which is a connection for Trello, to put it on whatever board this is and assign it to me so that I can look at it. So it does all that for me. So I can have all this stuff coming in, and I'm just working in here, and I don't have to worry about your forms. So really, really great. Most churches won't need more than 6, so I can use the Pro board, get all the 3 integrations, everything I need, so it's a great deal. And then there's all the Seminary of Hard Knocks stuff. That's the team, like social media, resources and books I'm writing, speaking engagements, YouTube, podcasts, courses I'm working on, blog. And what's really cool here on the blog, let me show you that, because it has a view that you might want to see. I'm going to spend a little more time on Trello because I love Trello. You look at this and go, man, that looks crazy. Here's the ideas. Here's what I'm writing. Here's what's posted. But here's something beautiful. I had this calendar power up. So I just hit calendar and look. Slowly because of the thing. Okay, now it's a calendar view, and I can create cards from this view as well and automatically put them in. Let's do something slow here. I give a title, time, put it on whichever list I want, put it in the position on that. When I go back to the column view, I can put it in like first, so it's at the very top if I want, and hit add, and it creates that card. I don't want to create a card, but it's like this. Here we go. Better things to do for email. See, it scratched it out because that's a rule. Whenever I check something off, it scratches it out and archives it, but leaves it there where I can see it, so I can see what I've done. I put my graphic in here. Here's the link to the Google Doc that I was using to write that blog. I labeled it green, meaning it was ready to go. I should have something color-coded when I post. But if I want to talk to people, I can ping them here and just write at whatever, just like Twitter or whatever. Anyway, really great program. Really love it. Let's move to Asana. All right. So now this is Asana. This is the homepage for Asana. You notice it looks similar. Everything's kind of in one enclosed deal like Trello is. There's not Asana is what I used when I was a communication director at a large church. I love Asana. It's really great. It's going to be more list oriented, and I'll show you what I mean. This is my personal Asana. So let's just look at something. I don't know. I don't use it anymore. Let's look at podcast. So when you open that up, this is the podcast project. And see over here, I got it set to favorites. It's all the same over here. So here's the Seminary of Hard Knocks. This is my team. Here's the people on my team. And here's the projects under that team. So if you're a list person, Asana is really great. So you're going to love this. And then look, I've got, I just wrote stuff down sometimes. Ideas. Here's Rob Lauder. So get in here, and this is a new view. So you can see over here assignee, who it's assigned to. You can assign that task, the due date, and then if I hit plus, there's a whole, it's a custom premium feature, but it's custom fields. You can make that field whatever you want it to be in premium. And that's the thing. Asana is great free. They have some cool stuff, but you have to pay for it. But the free is powerful. So I never really use that. You can sort all this stuff out. You can apply rules now too in Asana. That's new. Can you do that? That might be a feature. It's a paid feature as well, free on Trello. But let's just go into this project. So when I click this, you notice this is list form, right? So I click this, and it brings up the details over here. It's kind of a pop out, but it very much resembles a card, just like Trello. So here's the assignee due dates project. It's assigned to, you can move things around. You can write your description, and then you can communicate with people on that task here. You can attach things to this project. The thing I like about Asana that Trello can't do, that I wish it could, is it can add subtasks. So when you hit subtask, it's like hitting the same thing here. I can do that as well. You can add other subtasks to it. So like you can do, subtask 1, right? So you can add a subtask to Trello with a checklist. I didn't show you how to do that over here. Going back to, so you, we're in Trello. I can add a checklist, and I can copy from any other checklist that I've already made and add it. So I can double that up, and I can add those in. But if I say item 1, there it is. Like I can't assign it to anybody. I can search people and add them in. So I could say item 1, Seth Muse, and assign it like that. But it's not automated. So in Asana, the advantage is to a project. So if I have one project here, I can do like all the other subtasks for a podcast, like record, edit, show notes, whatever. And then I can assign a due date and a person that's different and have a conversation about that subtask all there as well. So that's a really cool feature that Asana does that I love. All right. So anyway, that's basically how it works. They also have a calendar view that comes native. It's not a power up, and it shows just kind of, I think, everything, but only on the due date. So if there's not a due date assigned, it won't show up on the calendar, which is the same as Trello. It also shows progress. I think that's a paid feature. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of an update deal. I didn't ever use that. But Asana also has a board view like Trello. So if you want to create this board kind of look in Asana, you can do that too. But you can tell it's really boring, and it's just not a lot of fun to look at. So anyway, let's look at Monday. Now, I don't have a lot of time or a lot of experience with Monday, but it's essentially a lot like Asana. There are, they look at tables and boards. So I only have one board because that's all I ever messed with. I can look at it by week, and it kind of shows you, here's what's coming up by week. It's a little bit different, but I have this one board, one team, and I can assign, it's all like in this line here. Drop down, it's a print job. Ooh, look at all these options. The thing about Monday that I really like is it can have a quick update status. So if you've got a team of people that you're trying to organize and you've assigned somebody this, like, oh, what's Seth doing? I've assigned him this task, or I can invite him right there. That's pretty cool, and have conversations about it. But they can assign, like, here's what I'm working on, or I'm stuck, or I'm done, or you can add a label. Trello had labels too. Asana has labels as well. Asana's not, again, Asana's not going to be colorful. It's just not creatively colorful and pretty like these other ones are. Monday kind of is a little bit. Trello definitely is. But color codes help your eyes kind of snap to things quickly. And so when you've got a lot of things going on, it's pretty helpful. And, you can create your own label for different things. And so if I were a project manager, I come in and I go, uh-oh, he's stuck on that. Then I'm going to get in here to this, again, pops out. like it's Asana, and I'm going to see that the status was changed. I can like or reply to that, like it's social media kind of platform type deal. And it allows us to have all of our communication about projects in here in a pretty comfortable way. And Monday's great. The catch with Monday is there's no free plan. There's a free trial, and the lowest tier, which is still probably as powerful as Asana, maybe more so, is I don't remember what the price is, but you have to pay. So it's not free, so not cheap. But you can check that out on Monday.com and go see what those prices are. There's not a free plan that I know of. The last one I'm going to show you is my least favorite. In the podcast, I referred to it with a 3-word review. Basecamp is the name of the platform, and I referred to it as a dumpster fire. I really don't like it. It looks very different than the others. So here we go. Let's see. Can you see this? All right. The good thing about Basecamp is that it has an app that you can download to your desktop that works independent of your website, of your web browser. Sorry, it's getting late. I've done a lot of things today. My mind's not working. The thing I don't like about Basecamp is the interface. It's very confusing, and they use a lot of insider language you have to learn. Message board, to-dos, docs, and files, that's pretty self-explanatory, but what is Campfire? Check-ins, why do you need that? Schedule. How's schedule different than to-dos? And why do you need a message board when you have all this? And so here's another completely different, category list at the very top. Home. Well, that's where we are now. Well, that's not where we are. Pings. What is that? Hey. Activity. My stuff. And find. Now I can't show you some of this because this is not my company's thing. So I can't really get into this, but I created a board. I can show you pings, I believe. And so it's private chat. That's what pings are. Anybody in your organization use private chat, but you have to go there. Hey is like notifications is what that's supposed to be. When somebody tags you in something, it shows up there. Activity is just an overall, like in each project, it shows you what's being done, like other people, what they've done. My stuff is just the list of things that you're assigned and kind of what's going on. And then you can search. So I like that, but they can all do that. And then home shows you this really weird looking, I really can't show you because again, it's not mine, but I can show you what it looks like to create inside here. But it's like this weird tree it's a line, and then there's this category of stuff that'll show up as these teams, and then another category of stuff that'll show up as teams. I don't understand it. It's like it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Anyway, so message boards for announcements, pitch ideas, progress requests. Here's what it looks like. Let's go to it. It looks like a blog. It looks like that's a blog format. A draft, post a message, and it has all this with files, and it's like a mood board kind of deal, I guess. So when it comes to brainstorming ideas with a team of remote people, Basecamp can probably be pretty powerful for this thing right here. But after that, it gets a little confusing because, again, you see what I had to do? I had to back out of that. Everything that you can do is like a singular silo. Over here is this, and then back out. Over here is this, then back out, and over here is it's not integrated well. Like on the other ones, it's like here's a card, and everything for that project's right there. This is not like that. That's the interface problem that I really hate. To-dos are the lists of work. So name a list, web updates, I don't know. Add this list, and now you've got to-dos. So I can add, make hero image better. Oh, it's terrible, but then I like this. Assign it to Seth, and then when done, it can say who do you need to notify. That's kind of cool. Let your boss know, or if you send an email, like I can just put an email address in there and it will let them know that this project's done. And I know that with the other ones, there's probably some way to do that, but I know in Asana, that was always a problem. When I used Asana, it's like somebody requested a graphic design and they had no idea it was done when we got done, unless we emailed them and let them know. And so that's kind of cool feature of Basecamp because it works through email a lot. And I will say that's a power feature. Here's the due date, specific day, runs for multiple days. And then any notes or things you need to put is another rich text editor right here. That's pretty great. And then here's all the discussion on this file. So that's great. But the problem is, again, here, let me back out of this. Now it shows just web updates. The little icon's gone. So it'll give me a little view of all the stuff. Another negative of Basecamp, very text-based. Not a lot of pictures, not a lot of colors. Once you get things started getting filled out in there. So it's kind of, you look at it, and it's kind of overwhelming at the same time. Docs and files, I love this one just because it's like, for this project, here's where all the crap is, right? Just put all the stuff for this project right there. Great. One place. So you don't get spread out. I will say that's a good feature. This one, pointless. Just pointless. Casually chat with the group. This isn't connected to the projects. This is just, let's just talk. Hey, say hi. Well, that's cool. But if I'm doing that, what's the point of talking on all these things? So it's like, let's just add it's like when Dunder Mifflin had a social feature added to their website and sexual predators took it over. Like, that's what this is bound to be. Not that people will take over, not that sexual predators will take over your task management. It's just kind of point, like, why do we even have that? I don't know. Schedule is something that I think is a good feature, but it should be integrated into the rest of it. This is kind of like your progress chart that the other ones had. And like Monday, you can have, and Asana had the progress bar. You can see where things were going. You can set up milestones and then integrate it with your calendars so that you get reminders and stuff. And it's just like, there's so much going on with that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I guess that could be okay. I wouldn't use it. And then automatic check-ins. Create recurring questions so you don't have to pester your team about what's going on. You can get the robots to pester them for you. And so you can set up little reminders. Hey, are you blocked? Do you think the project's been going for? That's kind of nice, but at the same time, if your team is huge, I can get why that would be a deal. But if your team is 4 people, which 10 people, walk around and ask. Talk to them face to face. Don't eliminate the person-to-person connection just because it can do this. Don't do it. So anyway, that's Basecamp, and you can probably tell why I don't care about it. Now, here's a message board. Here's Campfire. Here's Pings. That's private messages. Why do we need both of those? And why isn't all of this in one place where I can do all of that in one card for this project? That's what doesn't compute. Now, I will say this. Some people love this. They love Basecamp and how it works. Great. I don't particularly like it. Hopefully you figure out what you like. So those are the 4 that I've got experience with. I know that there are others. I know that there are other platforms that work that people like, et cetera, et cetera. Totally understandable. If you find something that's good for you, great, use it. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to get something done. And it doesn't really matter if it's the cool thing or the one that everyone uses. Or if maybe you're like me, you're like, if everyone's using it, I've become suddenly suspicious of it and I want to do something else. Resist those urges. Find what works. Find what helps and what makes you a good team. And some of these you can integrate with Slack and G Suite and Google Docs really easily. In fact, all of them you really can. So they all have these integrations. Zapier, automation integration with a lot of this so that if you have things happen, again, Trello does a lot of that on its own. Really cool. But all that to say, I hope that helps. I hope that helps everybody kind of get a grip on what these strengths and weaknesses might be of these programs. According to me, at least, in my experience, I've used at least three of these pretty excessively. And I've landed on Trello, even though I know Asana might be something I use for more analytical-minded people if I'm working with them. Trello is my more creative feel, and I work with Basecamp with, when I work with others that I'm doing things with, and that's just how they work. So I have to learn how to work with all of them. But that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to work with all of them. So find one, decide on it, and say, here's what we're doing, and stick with it and stay with it. And it will make you more productive. Hope that was helpful. I hope you guys have a great day. And again, if you haven't checked out Church Comm Team, what we're doing is we are helping churches that can't afford staff, that have a lot of stuff going on, that can't get it all done, get it done. And with communications, we know that the very base need is a full-time job. So some of you are full-time, some of you are not. And if you're in a position where you really need help, hit me up, churchcommteam.com. Go fill out the form and let's connect and see how we can help you, because I know at the end of the day, what you're doing is super important, whether others recognize it or not. We know. And so I want to help you get that done for a fraction of a cost of hiring some other employees and other people to help you do that. So give me a call, help me out. Let me help you out. And it will help me out, but let me help you out. And let's see if we can work together. All right. Hope that was helpful. Enjoy your day. Later.